The hidden reason your legs are weakening, and 10 exercises to reverse it. What if I told you that the very first sign of losing your independence doesn't start with a doctor's diagnosis, a forgotten memory, or even a fall? What if it begins much more quietly? A silent, creeping weakness in your legs that you chalk up to just another part of getting older. You might feel it as a slight hesitation before standing up from your favorite chair. Maybe your legs feel a little heavier climbing the stairs, or you notice a subtle unsteadiness on uneven ground. You dismiss it. You tell yourself, "I'm just tired," or "I guess this is what 60, 70, or 80 feels like." Before we go any further, I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever felt this? That subtle, creeping weakness? Let me know with a simple yes in the comments below. You're not alone in this, and acknowledging it is the first powerful step. Because what if that weakness isn't just a sign of aging? What if it's a warning, a signal that the very foundation of your mobility, your freedom, and your ability to live life on your own terms is quietly eroding beneath you? Hello, and welcome to Wisdom Free. Today, we're not just going to talk about exercises. We are going to talk about reclaiming your power. Weak legs are far more dangerous than most people realize. They are the prelude to a loss of balance, a decline in coordination, and a slower reaction time. This dangerous combination is what leads to falls, and falls, as we know, can be devastating. They can lead to injuries that steal our independence, forcing us into long-term care and changing the entire course of our lives. But it does not have to be this way. The belief that our legs must weaken is a myth, and today we are going to shatter it. The conventional wisdom tells you to just do some exercises, but it often misses the most critical part of the equation. Have you ever done an exercise and felt like you were just going through the motions? Like your muscles were working, but your mind was somewhere else entirely? The truth is, lasting strength isn't just about building muscle. It's about rebuilding the powerful connection between your brain and your body. It's about reawakening the communication pathways that give you not just strength, but also balance, coordination, and confidence in every single step. For years, we've been told a partial truth. Exercise breaks down muscle, and rest with proper nutrition builds it back stronger. And while that's true, it's an incomplete picture. It's like saying a car is just an engine. What about the driver, the steering, the electrical system that makes it all work together? Real, functional strength, the kind that keeps you safe and independent, is built on 3 pillars. 1. The muscle itself, the physical tissue that provides power. This is what most exercise programs focus on. 2. The mind-to-muscle connection. This is the neurological signal, the whisper from your brain to your legs that says, contract, relax, stabilize. Without a clear signal, the strongest muscle is useless. 3. The proprioceptive feedback. This is the return signal, the feeling of your feet on the ground, the awareness of your body in space. This is what gives you balance and prevents you from stumbling. The exercises I'm about to show you are not just a list of movements. They are tools to rebuild all 3 of these pillars. We'll start with the simplest versions, and I'll show you how to progress, not just to get stronger, but to deepen that essential conversation between your mind and your body. Are you ready to stop just exercising and start rebuilding your foundation from the ground up? Let's begin. Exercise 1. Calf raises, the foundation of your footing. On the surface, this exercise seems simple, almost trivial. You lift your heels. But what's really happening here? This isn't just about building your calf muscles. The real hidden benefit of the calf raise is that it forces you to reconnect with the very base of your support, your feet. As we age, the sensitivity in our feet can decline, and this exercise is a direct way to fight that. Let's start with the foundational version. Stand on flat ground, feet about hip-width apart. If you feel unsteady, stand next to a wall or a sturdy chair for support. Now, slowly and deliberately, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Hold for a moment, feel the muscles in your calves engage, but more importantly, feel the way your weight shifts across the soles of your feet. Feel the way your toes press into the ground to keep you stable. Then, slowly lower back down. This slow, mindful movement is retraining your brain. It's a conversation. Can you feel the floor? Can you maintain control? Ready to deepen the conversation? Try it on one leg. Now, the demand for balance skyrockets. Your brain has to work much harder to keep you upright. Don't be surprised if you need to hold on to something for this one. The goal isn't to be a hero. The goal is to be safe and effective. For a more advanced dialogue, use a stair step or a small, stable box. Place the balls of your feet on the edge, allowing your heels to drop down slightly. This does two things. It increases the range of motion for a greater muscle stretch, but more importantly, it gives your brain even more information to process about joint position and muscle length. As you rise up and lower down, you are sending a flood of sensory information back to your brain, sharpening your balance and coordination with every single repetition. Exercise 2. The squat. Reclaiming your independence. If there is one single movement that defines our ability to live independently, it is the squat. Getting up from a chair, lifting a bag of groceries, playing with grandchildren, it all starts here. But many people fear the squat, thinking it's bad for their knees. The truth is, a properly performed squat is one of the best things you can do to protect them. The problem isn't the squat, it's that we've forgotten how to do it. Let's begin by reclaiming the most fundamental version, the chair stand. Find a sturdy chair, preferably with armrests. Sit on the edge. Version 1, the reawakening. Place your hands on the armrests. Lean your chest forward slightly, keeping your back straight, and use your arms and legs together to push yourself up to a standing position. Then, control the movement as you sit back down. This isn't cheating, it's re-teaching your body the pattern. Version 2, building confidence. Place your hands on your knees. This offers less support, asking your legs to do more of the work. The same rules apply. Straight back, chest up, controlled movement. Version 3, the Declaration of Independence. Cross your arms over your chest. Now it's all on your legs. Hinge at your hips, push through your heels, and stand up. Feel your glutes and quadriceps firing. This simple act, repeated daily, can be the difference between needing help and standing on your own 2 feet. When you're ready to move away from the chair, the conversation gets more complex. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. As you lower down, imagine you're sitting back into a chair that isn't there. Your focus should be on keeping your chest up and the majority of your weight on your heels. If you feel your heels lifting, you're leaning too far forward. Here's a powerful mental cue. Imagine your feet are screwing into the floor. This will naturally help your knees track in line with your toes, protecting the joint. It's not just about going up and down, it's about creating stability from the ground up. Exercise 3, the wall sit. A lesson in endurance. At first glance, the wall sit seems limited. It's static. You're not moving. So what's the point? The point isn't movement. It's about mental and muscular endurance. The wall sit strips away the complexity of balance and forces you to confront one thing: your ability to hold tension. This is an incredible tool for building strength in your quadriceps in a completely safe, supported way. Find a clear wall. Lean your back against it and walk your feet out. Slide your back down the wall until your knees are bent. For beginners, even a slight bend is enough. You should feel your thigh muscles immediately engage. Now breathe. The tendency is to hold your breath. Don't. Your muscles need oxygen. Your goal is to hold this position. Start with 20 seconds. It will feel longer. Your legs might start to shake. This is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign your nervous system is working hard, rapidly firing signals to your muscles. It's a good thing. As you get stronger, slide down deeper, aiming for a 90-degree angle at your knees, with your shins vertical to the floor. Can you hold it for a minute? 2 minutes? This exercise is a powerful lesson in grit. It teaches you to stay calm and focused when your body is screaming at you to quit. And isn't that a skill we all need in life? Exercise 4. Toe and heel walks. The neurological wake-up call. This next exercise might look a little strange, but it is one of the most effective ways to wake up the smaller, often neglected muscles in your lower legs and sharpen your mind-body connection. First, the toe walk. Rise up onto the balls of your feet, just like in a calf raise, but now walk forward. Take small, controlled steps. This is surprisingly challenging for your balance. It forces your brain to make constant, tiny adjustments to keep you from toppling over. You are strengthening your calves, yes, but you are also fine-tuning your entire balance system. Next, the heel walk. Now for the opposite. Lift the front of your feet off the ground, so you are walking only on your heels. This targets the muscle on the front of your shin, the tibialis anterior. This muscle is crucial for lifting your foot when you walk, preventing you from tripping over your own toes, a common cause of stumbles. For many, this will feel awkward and weak, which is precisely why you need to do it. You are strengthening a weak link in the chain. Think of these walks as a diagnostic tool. Are they difficult? That's valuable information. It's your body telling you exactly where you need to focus your attention. Exercise 5. Glute bridges, powering your movement. So much of modern life encourages weak glutes. We sit for hours, effectively turning off the largest, most powerful muscle group in our body. The glute bridge is the perfect antidote. It's done lying on the floor, making it incredibly safe, yet it powerfully re-engages your entire posterior chain, your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. The static hold. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips off the floor until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Don't just arch your back. Feel the power coming from your buttocks. Hold this position. Feel the connection. The dynamic bridge. Slowly lower your hips back down and then immediately press them back up. The key here is control. Don't use momentum. A slow, deliberate movement builds more strength and a clearer mind-muscle connection than a fast, jerky one. The single leg challenge. Ready to ask your brain to do more? Extend one leg straight out. Now push through the heel of the foot that's on the ground and lift your hips. The stability required here is immense. It exposes any imbalance between your left and right sides and forces your core to work overtime. Doing exercises on the floor might not build bone density like weight-bearing ones, but their value is undeniable. They allow you to safely isolate and awaken muscles that have been dormant for years. It's the essential groundwork before you can build a stronger house. Exercise 6. Lateral lunges. Moving outside the box. Life doesn't just happen in a straight line. You have to step sideways to avoid an obstacle, reach for something on a counter, or catch your balance. The lateral lunge trains this crucial, real-world movement pattern. On the surface, it strengthens the inner and outer thighs, but its deeper purpose is to build stability and flexibility in the frontal plane, a dimension of movement most of us neglect, making you more resilient and less prone to side-to-side stumbles. Exercise 7. Lateral leg raises, the guardian of your hips. This is another subtle, yet profoundly important movement. Lying on your side and lifting your top leg strengthens the gluteus medius, a muscle on the side of your hip. Why does this matter? This muscle is the guardian against the hip drop that causes a wobbly, inefficient, and unsafe gait. When you strengthen it, you're not just toning your hip, you're building a more stable, confident walk, one controlled lift at a time. Exercise 8. The plank, the ultimate core conversation. The plank is famous as a core exercise, but it's so much more. It's a full-body conversation. To hold a proper plank, your abdominals, back, glutes, and even your quadriceps must all work in perfect harmony. It teaches your body to function as a single, integrated unit. Start on your knees if you must, but focus on the form, a straight line from your head to your knees or heels. Don't let your hips sag. Tucking your tailbone slightly helps engage the right muscles. This isn't about holding it for 5 minutes with bad form. It's about holding it for 30 seconds with perfect form. Exercise 9. Step-ups, overcoming life's obstacles. What is life if not a series of steps we must climb? The step-up is a direct, functional simulation of this. Use a staircase or a sturdy box. The simple act of stepping up and down works your major leg muscles, but its true power lies in the balance and coordination it demands. To make it a brain exercise, don't just step up. As you reach the top, drive your opposite knee high, as if in a sprint. Coordinate it with your opposite arm. Now you're not just lifting your body, you're training the complex neuromuscular patterns of athletic, coordinated movement. Exercise 10. Lunges, the masterclass in strength and stability. We arrive at the lunge. In my opinion, this is one of the most powerful and athletic movements you can do, but it's often taught in a way that puts stress on the knee. The secret is to step backward into the lunge, not forward. Why? Stepping back forces you to load your front leg properly, engaging your glute and hamstring and taking pressure off the knee joint. It demands more control, more balance, and a stronger mind-body connection. As you master the bodyweight version, remember the goal. Perfect form is always more important than heavy weight. The lunge, done correctly, is a masterclass in combining strength, balance, and coordination into one fluid motion. So we've gone through 10 exercises. But I hope you see that this was never really about the exercises themselves. It was about a shift in perspective. It's about understanding that your body is not a machine that is simply wearing out. It is a living, adaptable system that is waiting for the right signals from you. The weakness you might be feeling in your legs is not a life sentence. It is a request from your body for a better conversation. The path forward is clear. 1. Be aware. Acknowledge the small signs of weakness not as a defeat, but as a call to action. 2. Move with intention. Don't just go through the motions. Whether you're doing a squat or just walking to the mailbox, feel the connection. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your muscles engage. 3. Be consistent. 5 minutes of mindful movement every day is infinitely more powerful than one heroic hour-long workout every month. Your strength, your balance, and your independence are not things you lose. They are things you must actively maintain. These exercises are your tools, but your intention is the force that will use them to rebuild your foundation, stronger than you may have thought possible. Now that you have these tools, the next step is to use them to walk confidently into the future you want to create for yourself. I would love to hear from you one last time. Reflect on what we've discussed today and share one exercise you plan to start with. Let's create a community of support right here in the comments. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a like to let us know. Be sure to subscribe to Wisdom Free and hit the notification bell, because our mission is to give you the wisdom to break free from the myths of aging and live your life with strength and vitality. Thank you for watching. Here's to living life on your own terms.